Friends, a new story of a truck driver is here in front of you. By the way, you must have heard many stories about truck drivers, but I sincerely hope that you will feel real fear after listening to this story of ours today. I just request you that if you listen to this story in its entirety, you will really have a lot of fun. Also, if you are visiting our channel Kahani for the first time, then subscribe to the channel now. By doing this, we will increase the closeness between us and you, and all the upcoming videos will reach you easily. Who is a truck driver? So let's hear this story from Rajesh's point of view, guys. My name is Rajesh, and I am from Rajasthan. I started truck driving at a very young age when I was 20 years old. Since then, I started driving my uncle's truck, but the scary knee I am going to share with you is from when I was 30 years old. After this knee, I have never taken a shortcut while driving a truck in my life. In fact, this knee was when there was a lockdown in our country and no one was allowed to go anywhere except that. At the time, I was using my car to bring and take medicines to the medical line. That's why I had to drive even during the lockdown. By 3 o'clock, all the goods were loaded in the truck. Then by about 5 o'clock in the evening, after taking some rest, I took my truck to my destination and started. Now, as you all know that as much as it is necessary to breathe, it is equally important to wear a mask at the time of lockdown, because if by mistake the policemen see it without a mask, thinking that it won't take long to cut the challan, I had put on the mask when I started the truck. Now I was constantly moving towards my destination, and gradually, as the day was falling, darkness started spreading around and only on the road. Nothing was visible except darkness. Then it occurred to me that if I somehow reach Mumbai before tomorrow evening, that is early, then I will have time to relax a little more. And thinking about this, I made a decision. If I see a shortcut on the Yeti route, then I will take this shortcut and reach Mumbai quickly. But after driving for some time, I don't know why, but I started to feel sleepy. So I thought that if on the way, it will be fine if I wash my hands and drink tea at some place, thinking that I started looking for a dhaba or a tea shop on the highway while driving the truck. But after a while, I remembered that it is the time of lockdown, and at this time, I am not going to find any dhaba or shop where I can sit and drink tea. I was thinking that I will find a tea shop, then suddenly I saw a light on the highway some distance away. An elderly shopkeeper. Sitting in our Rajasthan, a small and temporary shop is called Tipri Hai. Then I took my truck to this old man and stopped it. And while sitting in the truck, I asked him whether he will get tea. He told me that everything will be available. Get down from the truck, or everything is there. But I found his words a little strange. But still I wanted to drink some tea. So I got down from the truck, and then I asked him to make a man some tea. I got my water bottle from my truck, and started washing my mouth to freshen it up a little later. This guy made me some tea, but his tea test was a little weird when I asked him about it. So he said, "Sir, this tea is not made of buffalo milk." "What is it?" "All the milk shops are closed during the lockdown, and I have only a few goats in my house, so I took out the milk of these goats at the shop. I bring it and make a tea of it and send it. Maybe you send it. Maybe you have never drank goat milk tea. That's why you are finding the test a bit strange." Then I asked him and said that this lockdown at that time, you have opened the shop, the police are there so they don't say anything to you. On this man said to me with a strange smile, "Police, is it ours? No one can spoil anything." His smile is very strange. He was staring at me strangely while smiling, and I ignored him and started drinking tea. I just left it. But suddenly my truck shut off. I thought, how could this happen, because my truck was brand new, and it would never turn off on its own unless I locked it myself with the key. Then I figured maybe the truck had gone in for service and that's why it turned off on its own. Well, I just ignored it. Started drinking tea, but while drinking I found his tea a little bit strange, as I told you that I am from Rajasthan, so I had goat milk many times before in my life. There was also tea, but it was never tested as it was for this old man's tea. Then while drinking tea, suddenly my eyes went to the path of this old man's tipper. I thought that it might be a shortcut road. And that's when I asked this man where this road goes. Then this man again told me with that strange smile that this road will take you wherever you want to go. So I said to this man, "How do you know that this road will take me to where I want to go?" The man didn't say anything. He just kept his head down, and then I asked him again, "How much distance will it take to go to Mumbai?" Then this man kept his mouth down and said the same thing. A distance of 150 kilometers. I was about to ask this man something else. When I looked at him, one of his hands was shaking a lot. I also felt a little strange. Then I asked him again, "What happened? Are you okay?" "That your work is done. You can go from here." It didn't mean much to me, so I went and sat in my truck. But even after sitting in the truck, when I saw this man, his actions I felt very strange. To me, that old man was already too tired. That's why I didn't pay much attention to him. But I don't know why, after drinking his tea, my attention kept going to this shortcut. And my mind was trying to follow this shortcut again and again, and finally it happened. I left it towards Mumbai through the shortcut. Now it was dark all around when I saw the time on my watch. So it was getting up in the night. Then I suddenly remembered that I didn't give this man money for tea. But now I had grown a lot from there, so I didn't think it was right to go back. But the most strange thing was that this person also did not ask me for tea money. Well, I was now ignoring all these things and moving forward on my way. Back when I left the highway, the trees on both sides of the highway were full of green, but the trees on the side of the road were completely dry, and there was not a single green leaf on them. Then I thought in my mind that how could this happen? How could it be so dry at such a short distance from the highway which was green on both sides some time ago? But I had to reach Mumbai quickly, so I said this. Now, when I was moving on this route, I noticed one thing, that there were too many speed breakers on the road almost every 2 kilometers. The speed breaker was the same, I thought. That at this speed I might not be able to reach Mumbai on time, but I could go home now because I had already advanced enough on this route, so I thought it was right to continue walking. But after a while driving a truck, I had started to feel that the truck needs a lot of power. This usually happens when the truck is loaded with some very heavy goods at the back, but there was nothing like that in the truck. But still, why is the truck so powerful? It was acting as if it had a heavy load behind it. Now and again I started to realize that the truck was having a lot of difficulty moving, so I stopped the truck and checked it once. Sochi. But before stopping, after seeing the road in front of me, I didn't want to stop my truck, because the road was too bumpy and rough to look at. Well, I wasn't so afraid, but after all, I am also a human being. While driving the truck, I was thinking to myself that if I see a good place or a person, I will stop the truck and check it. And I will also ask this person why the road is so deserted and dry and how long will it take me to Mumbai. All I could think about here was you, and I met a woman walking with a bundle of wood on her head. Sad to see her, I thought that a woman is carrying a bundle of wood here at night. Then I looked at the time on my watch, and it was 11 o'clock at night. He took it and stopped his truck. In the light of the truck's headlights, there was a woman who looked much younger and more beautiful, but she was turning around. Then I asked the woman how long this road is, but maybe she couldn't hear anything over the sound of the truck's engine. So I decided to get down and talk to her. So I left the truck on. Kari got down from the cable and went to the woman. But as soon as I got down and started moving towards the woman took out her stick from her bundle of wood and moved it towards me. I got scared, and then I told her that there is nothing to be afraid of. I put down the toothpick. Actually, the toothpick is a tool used in our Rajasthan to cut any kind of wood. As soon as I raised her eyebrows, I was shocked because she was much more beautiful to look at. So I asked this woman, while taking care of myself, whether this way will be fine going forward or will it remain like this. Once this woman said, "No, it's not like that. Until further, it's a good way to go." No, because her voice was just like a man's. When she was speaking, I felt like a boy was speaking, not a woman, but I was more focused on her beauty than her voice. So I asked where are you going at such a late night and also taking these wooden gutters. The woman said that the understanding of the lockdown is going on, so you can't go out and fetch wood at your heart's content. I bring firewood only at night because food is made from wood at our house, so I thought that this woman may be telling the truth because the environment was similar during the lockdown. Then suddenly my truck closed on its own.
As long as the truck was on, there was light from the headlights on the road, but as soon as the truck stopped, it was dark all around. As beautiful and young as the woman looked in the light of the headlights, as soon as it got dark, the woman looked even more ugly and old. Her face was completely burnt on one side, and her lips were completely black. Seeing this scene, I started shaking and was drenched in sweat. Seeing my condition, that woman started smiling in a strange way. Seeing everything, I was frozen there like a stone. I wanted to move and shout, and no sound was coming out of my throat, and my feet were stuck, as if someone had put a Fava Coke on it. There was only a distance of 2 steps between me, and now there the woman slowly started towards me. She was staring at him, smiling in a strange way, and there was a gurgling sound coming from inside her, along with drops of blood dripping from her lips, as if she had just drunk someone's blood. She was, like the lady who had served me tea at that grave in the evening, and who had shown me the short-cut way. This woman threw away the bundle placed on her head. When I looked at the bundle, I became very sad, because
there was no wooden sewer, but it was a sewer of human bones in which there were many human skeletons. Seeing this, I was now in the 7th heaven of fear. And at the same time, I am trapped in a very bad way, because this woman will not leave me alive anymore, and looking at this bundle I was thinking that these people must have been killed by this woman, and this is all of them. There are poor people, and after AJ, a poor man will also join them. Now that woman slowly started smiling as well as laughing. Seeing this man, I started to feel some hope of saving my life. I thought that this man would come here and save me from the clutches of this woman, but as soon as the man came near, I saw his face and hoped to save me. Instead, the fear of my death increased, because it was the same old man who had given me tea on that tipper. That old man came to me and said to me, "Why did the driver Babu leave without giving me money? Who will pay for the tea?" I wanted to say to both of them, "Take your tea money, but leave me, spare my life," but my voice was not coming out of my throat. I fell down on the road. I now understood that these people will kill me. I was about to get up and run away from there, when that witch woman suddenly jumped and sat on my chest and tried to kill me. So, she was about to stab me with that knife in her hand, when suddenly my phone rang, and as soon as my phone rang, the woman suddenly screamed and pressed both her ears as if she was called by my phone. The sound was very painful. Then I noticed my phone ringing, and I remembered that I had put Hanman on my phone ringer for 40 years.
And after hearing the sound of this handman Chalisa on the phone, she was not able to attack me even with chalk. Then I thought that if I picked up the phone and the ringing stopped, then the bell would not ring. As soon as it is closed, this witch will dominate me again. That's why I thought it was right not to pick up the phone, but the phone hung up after a while and stopped ringing. I was about to stab him when the phone rang again and again. The sound of Hanuman Chalisa started ringing in the phone, and this time suddenly, I don't know how, but my truck started moving by itself, and as soon as the truck was activated, the headlights of the truck came on, and I got light next to me. As soon as it got light, the witch woman and the old man disappeared from there, but Hanuman 40 was still going on my phone. Someone called my phone again and again. I was going due to which Hanuman Chalisa was ringing. Now I understood that if I want to escape from the forest of this witch and this big man, then Hanuman Chalisa is the only support that can get me out of here. That's why I got up with the full force of my wickedness and got into the cabin of the truck and played Hanuman 4 on the music system, in full volume, and with that, the truck ran from there at full speed. I was being chased then. Along with the sound of Hanuman Chalisa, I heard sounds from behind me as if someone was driving, as if someone had missed, but I ignored all these sounds and focused only on driving my truck. While driving the truck, I thought whose phone would have been called, because of which my life was saved. I wanted to see.
Because of whom my life has been saved. That's why I took out my mobile phone and wanted to see whose phone it was. Then it came to my mind that maybe that witch and that old man are still following me. So still I have to concentrate on driving the truck, and when I enter Mumbai and enter a residential area, I stop the truck and look at the phone after I enter the residential area of Mumbai. Entered, and I was very sure that my life was not in danger anymore. Then I stopped the truck on the side of the road and took out the phone to check my phone. Then I thought that she must be wondering why I didn't pick up the phone even after calling her so many times, so I called my wife back, and when I called her back, I told her what I heard. Tears came to my eyes after listening. My wife said that your daughter was repeatedly refusing to talk to you and was saying that let me talk to Papa now. That's why I was calling you again and again. But actually, I forgot to tell you that I got married a few years ago and I have a 3-year-old daughter. Then I thought that my life was saved because of my daughter. If my daughter did not insist on talking to me and did not call me, then I would have died. That's why she begs you not to consider daughters as a burden. Daughters are very precious, and after that day, whenever I deliver goods. To do this, I take a truck and go out somewhere, and if my daughter calls, I leave work and talk to my daughter first. After all, I got this life because of my daughter. But when I told about this shortcut route and this chai tipri to the drivers next to me, they told me that a few years ago that father and daughter drove this chai tipri. Used to do, but one day maybe a truck driver was driving a truck after drinking alcohol.
And he hit their company. In that collision, the father and daughter were also killed. Since then, the father and daughter used to stop the truckers and give them tea and mislead them to go on the road of this hobby. And take revenge for your death from them, friends. This is our story of AG. Tell us how you liked the story by commenting in the comment box. It is currently running. Just take care of yourself and your family. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.